Hey, this is Amar. In this video, I'll be sharing 4 signs that you're close to a spiritual breakthrough. So these 4 signs are quite physical, emotional and mental signs. Things that you will literally experience and feel. Okay, so before we get into the video, I would like to say that if you're new to the channel, you are trying to change, transform and evolve, I'd like to welcome you to subscribe and remember to hit the bell notification as well so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's get into this. These 4 signs that you're close to a breakthrough. So as I've just said, these are very physical, mental and kind of emotional signs that you will literally experience and feel. There's other type of signs which could be considered more mystical signs like synchronicity and numbers and things like that. This video isn't really about them type of signs. I may make another video about them, but this is more kind of practical stuff that you will literally experience and feel. Right? These are signs that I've experienced and felt myself, and I've heard about other people experiencing as well, and I've started to see them when they occur now, so I know that I'm kind of on the right path, and maybe you can start to see them in your own life as well, and that's kind of the aim behind the video. So without further ado, let's get into these 4 signs. They're in no particular order. The first one I'd like to share with you is expansion in your heart. This feels like your heart is literally opening, right? You'll have physical sensations in the center of your chest where the heart chakra is. As you begin to move out of the ego, the lower centers, and move into the heart, it's going to have physical repercussions. You're going to actually feel this happening. For me, this first happened about maybe a year ago. It just started as a little shift. I felt something shift in this space, right? And it's just happened since then at random points, maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks or maybe once every couple of months. For me, it wasn't just this one massive heart opening, it's this gradual shifting. I can feel things are moving and shifting in this place, and it feels good, it feels light. It's a warmth, an openness. This openness is almost I feel it everywhere. It's like a sense of expansion throughout my whole being, right? Just very recently I had 2 very close together. I had 2 in 3 days, and these seem to be quite drastic shifts. They felt like heart palpitations actually. They weren't, but that's the nearest thing I can compare it to. And because anytime you feel something in this space, it can get you a bit panicky and provoke a bit of anxiety, right? So you just have to kind of ride it out. But because I'm aware of it now, I'm able to ride it out. And the days after, you just feel a greater sense of expansion. So you know that, okay, whatever it was is a shift. Something shifted in me, right? And that's really cool. So look out for these feelings of warmth. It really shows that you are moving into the heart center of love and oneness and compassion. You're moving out of the ego centers, okay? So the second sign I have to share with you is you start to love yourself more, right? It just happens as a byproduct. For me personally, and probably a lot of people, we kind of tend to look at ourselves quite negatively. I always used to look at myself like the things where I'm not doing very well, things I want to change about myself, things I don't like about myself. But as you begin to wake up, you start to see yourself with more loving eyes. You don't pay as much attention to the things you don't like about yourself. And it just seems to happen quite naturally. You start to see the things you're good at, the things you like about yourself, the passions and talents, and how you can even improve your life. But it comes from a place of love and not from a place of you just trying to be better because you don't think you're good enough. A good example is something I've noticed is usually when I used to look in the mirror, I used to see things that I didn't quite like about myself and things I'd want to change. However, now when I look in the mirror, I tend to just have more love and compassion for the person I see looking back at me. I'm not necessarily thinking about what I don't like and seeing what I don't like. I'm just seeing someone who's obviously very committed and who has done a lot of work and who's actually a good person, right? And when you start to wake up, it's going to start to change the way you see yourself. It's just a natural byproduct, and it's obviously very, very cool, right? It just makes you stop judging yourself so harshly, you stop being some crazy perfectionist, and you just start to be you more, right? So the third sign you may recognize as you're awakening is more love and compassion for other people. As you begin to move into the heart, you naturally, again, it's the byproduct of the growth, you start to see everything as oneness. You start to see the unity of everyone and everything. You start to literally see everyone as a reflection of you. Because you see everyone as a reflection of you, you're naturally going to treat them how you would want to be treated. And obviously that improves your relationships. You stop being afraid of people, you stop having anxiety around certain people or getting triggered as much. It literally strengthens your relationships because of the place you're approaching other people from. You're coming at them from a place of love and unity and oneness, and that's obviously what the world needs more of, especially right now. Okay, so the fourth and final sign I have to share with you is physical changes. These are physical changes in the face. This is what I'm currently experiencing quite a lot of. I have a lot of sensations in my neck, my jaw, my eyes, around my eyes, and even all over my face, basically. I tend to experience these sensations in deep meditation usually. And what I think is happening is my ego is literally being let go of. Because when you are the ego, you're literally wearing a mask. All your muscles and tendons take the shape of your ego, if that makes sense. Let me give you some examples to explain this deeper. So if you were someone who was always shy, right? You wanted to speak out, but you're always afraid to speak out. Your face would have modified itself to reflect that mannerism. So you may have a lot of tension in your jaw, right? Associated to speaking, or your neck, right? So if you're someone who's always been shy, and you'll probably hold a lot of tension in this area. So as you begin to wake up, all the tension is going to start to be deprogrammed from your jaw and neck. Another example could be your eyes. If you've always been someone who's maybe socially anxious and you avert your gaze, or you're trying not to look at certain people, then all the muscles around your eyes have been programmed that way. So as you begin to go deeper and deeper and let go of the ego, all that stuff in your eyes will literally start to be reprogrammed back to the truth of who you are, not from like shyness and anxiety. And another example could be if you were someone who lacks confidence, maybe you walk with your head down most of the time. Again, you're probably going to have a lot of tension in your neck, shoulders, that were strengthening that state of being that you were living through that wasn't real. It was just kind of a neurotic holding pattern. That's what we tend to call it. So as you begin to wake up, all of that tension is relieved. And you feel it, like literally you'll feel it throughout your whole face. It's like the whole mask is being removed, because the ego is the mask, right? So literally the best way to explain it, the mask is being deprogrammed. Your face is starting to become more how it should be. I'm not saying you're going to wake up one morning and look completely different, but a lot of the muscular tensions will begin to just be released, I guess, the best way to put it. So these are the 4 signs I've been seeing on my own journey and experiencing more and more, and I know I'm kind of going in the right direction. I really don't know how long these signs will go on for, but they're pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, maybe you've had some of these signs, maybe you've experienced different signs. I think there's could be any number of signs, right? These are just things I've experienced, and because I've been having them for a period of time now, I can kind of see why they were happening, right? So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have to talk about in this video. If you have anything to add, maybe some of the signs that you've experienced, physical and emotional things, hit me up in the comments, because I'd be very, very interested to hear about that. But yeah, that's everything I have to talk about. If you did enjoy the video, if you could please go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone if you think they need to hear the message. Subscribe to the channel. Remember to hit the bell notification. And until next time, remember to keep living free and being free.